All right, we're back. Number 8 on this side is also going to be a equals 1. We've got a little more space here because these other ones are going to take more room. But we're going to go ahead and do this one the usual way. So a is 1, b is negative 5, and c is negative 50. So we need to find factors of negative 50 that add up to negative 5. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this, put negative 50 on top, and negative 5 on bottom. Now with this one, I'm going to use a calculator because negative 50 is kind of a big number. So I'm going to put negative 50 divided by x, and then here negative 50 divided by x plus x, so I can look in the third column for my negative 5. Well, there's positive 5. Let me scroll down a bit here. And there we go. 5 and negative 10. 5 and negative 10. Okay, now because a is 1, I can take these guys and put them in as my factors. X plus 5, x minus 10. That's that. Now we'll get into the more complicated ones. So I'm going to show you the first one using grouping, and then we're going to use, because I know some of you like that, and we're going to use bottoms up for the other 3 problems here, just because it's a little bit faster. All right, so everything's already in the form we need it to be, so we're going to take a, b, and c and just get started. So a is 3, b is negative 11, and c is 10. Now remember, on the top is a times c, so we have to multiply 3 times 10, which is going to give us 30. We need factors that add up to negative 11. So we're going to do that. 30 divided by x, 30 divided by x, plus x. Let me delete that last x there. Look at my table for negative 11, which is right here with negative 5 and negative 6. Now, remember, we can't just, negative 6. We can't just take these numbers and plug them in because then you won't be paying attention to the 3 there. So we're going to take our negative 11 here and break it up into these 2 pieces. So 3x squared minus 5x minus 6x plus 10. We're going to group it and then find our GCFs. So 3x squared minus 5x, the numbers don't have any common factors, but they do share an x. So we're going to divide out x here, which leaves us with x. 3x squared divided by x is 3x. Negative 5x divided by x is negative 5. Our other side is negative 6x plus 10. They share a common factor of 2, or negative 2 rather, because this is a negative, so it has to be negative here. So negative 6x divided by negative 2 is positive 3x. 10 divided by negative 2 is negative 5. So our common factors lined up, so that means we're in good shape. 3x minus 5 times x minus 2. And we're golden. All right, we're going to do bottoms up for these last 3 problems, just to make it a little speedier. So 12x squared minus 17x plus 6, no common factors there. We are going to go ahead and take these examples, 12, negative 17, and 6. Again, this is one that's going to be kind of ugly to do by hand, so we're going to use the calculator. 6 times 12, 72, and negative 17 on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this guy in here. Just change this 30 to a 72, and check my table looking for negative 17. There's negative 19.4, negative 18, negative 17.29, and right here, negative 17 is negative 8 and negative 9. Put negative 8 and negative 9. You'll notice I made it a little bit smaller so I can use bottoms up here. Now, the bottom number we're going to do is 12. So we're going to divide each of these by 12. Okay, and reduce, which I'm going to use the calculator for just to remind you how that goes. All you need to do is alpha y equals enter. Plug in the fraction exactly the way it is. Negative 8 over 12. Calculator will automatically reduce that fraction for you. If it is negative, the negative sign goes to the top. So this becomes negative 2 over 3. Okay, we're going to use that for one of our factors. Same with the other one. I'm just going to pop up here and copy it down and then change that 8 to a 9. Let's make that negative 9 over 12. Enter is negative 3/4. So I'm going to put these up here just so that we can see what's happening. Negative 3 over 4. And this is one factor, this is the other. Bottoms up means the bottom term goes here, the top term goes there. So this will be 3x minus 2. And then same on this side. Bottom term goes to the front, 4x. Top term goes after, minus 3. There's our bottoms up. So I'm going to do a little bit less explaining in the last two, but we're going to use the same method. All right. Next one, all ready to go. A, B, and C. So this is 10, 3, and negative 1. So on the top, 10 times negative 1 is negative 10. On the bottom is 3. So let's go here, put in negative 10 divided by x, negative 10 divided by x plus x. Then we get, we're looking for 3. There it is, the very bottom. Negative 2 and 5. So negative 2 and 5. Here's my a, divide by a to get my bottoms up. So negative 2 divided by 10 gives me negative 1 over 5. 5 divided by 10 gives me 1 over 2. I'm going to go ahead and put those here. Negative 1 over 5, 1 over 2. So 5 goes to the front, minus 1 goes after, 2x goes here, and plus 1 goes after. There's my factor. And for our very last example, we have 2x squared plus 9x plus 4. Let's get cracking since we're on a roll here. And say 2, 9, and 4. So 2 times 4 is going to give me 8, and then 9. So I'm just going to skip the calculator here. What multiplies to 8 and adds up to 9? Well, that would be 1 and 8. So I'm going to put 1 and 8. Here is my a, so I'm going to divide these by 2. 1/2 does not reduce, so that's going to be part of one of my factors here. 8 over 2 does. 8 over 2 reduces to 4, but in order to make this work, we need to put it over 1, so we're going to put 4 over 1. And then 2 goes to the front, 1 goes to the end. 1 goes to the front, which is 1x. I'm just going to put x. And then 4 goes to the end. X plus 4. And there you go. Our review key is complete. Good luck.